Testing 1, 2.
Anybody else want to up?
Hello, hello. Right, we are coming back from break. Looks like Steve Day still has the chip lead.
Yeah, it's like he's actually improved by about 3,000 on his chip lead. Bobby Miller, 7 for Paul Moskowitz, is I'd say about half of Steve's chip size. So there's a lot of short stacks out there. I imagine we'll start seeing a lot of moving in this session here.
Yeah, it's going to take big hand against big hand to get Steve off those.
And speaking of that, Tony, why don't you put us to the table? Yeah. Let's see what those guys are doing. I think we're getting ready to start.
And away we go. Oh, look at that timing.
It's perfect timing. I kind of thought we were going to get that pound down transition.
Yeah.
He said, no,
Earthquake.
we don't need to repeat it twice for the camera.
Brandon has aces. Well, wait. According to Brandon, he has aces.
Yes, less than 1% aces.
Yeah, Mark.
Marco with a 2-4.
Oh, look at his percentage go up every time somebody folds.
Moskowitz with a 2 and Marco with a 2.
Raise 13 to go.
Bobby Miller
makes
raises.
13.
Ace deuce.
Bobby Miller raising with the ace deuce. He's got Brandon with pocket twos.
Brandon had a 33% actually.
Brandon lets him go, huh?
And Marco with 2-4.
Marco's going to let go his deuce 4, and
Wow, there you
Bobby Miller takes the pot down right away.
With the best hand.
Come on, Heather.
Pocket twos were ahead. Brandon doesn't like pairs, though. He likes,
Yeah.
7 deuce.
Being creative.
He's putting in a raise. Do we not see this yet?
I might open limp and then
Open lips, snap.
Yeah, right. That's exactly. I would play. I have not had any hands to challenge.
6 to go.
All right, Bobby actually has a legitimate hand this time with jacks. Looks like Steve's reaching for. Oh, he calls with his 10-jack. The second largest chip stack looks like he's reaching for chips.
Raise to 21.
Bobby with pocket jacks raises it up to 2,100.
Muck.
Fold.
Over to Joe Benson folds, and Steve with his 10-jack. 1,500 for him to call.
Steve deciding if he wants to play his jack 10. He has the chips. He lets it go. I think he wants to hold on to those chips a little while longer. Only have 3 people eliminated.
So Bobby Miller, the person that just had the jacks, first to act.
Steve with an ace king. Best hand out on the table so far.
Linda with connected cards, folds. Brandon 3-7.
That's a playable hand. What are you talking about?
What's going on there?
Joe 4-5 suited connectors. I think he's going to jump in this pot.
Call. Raise now.
And now Steve's going to raise it with his ace king.
So blinds are 300, 600.
18 more.
3 times big blind raise.
Joe's like, yeah, I'll go away. Thanks, Chip Daddy.
you show those threes there, Steve.
Butt moves and Ed Wigler to act first.
As soon as we get some big cards out here, I think we're going to see some stacks showing.
Ed wearing glasses.
Small there, Steve. I believe it when I see it.
Cards are rolling out to the players right now. Ed's first act with a 3-8 offsuit. I don't see him doing any cartwheels.
That sounded so real.
30, 42 and all
Linda
in.
moves all in.
Good luck, Linda. 4,200 and all in.
Hasn't seen a lot of good cards for her tonight.
A6 is the best hand at the moment. Oh, actually, Brandon and fours.
I fold.
Brandon full of fours. Full of deuces, full of fours. What is this town coming to?
I don't know. I gotta uncross my eyes for a second.
Linda takes some blinds. I seen Brandon call a 3x bet with a 7 deuce, and I seen him fold 2 pairs tonight. I just don't get it.
What's that? Unpredictability is the way to go.
I thought they were all excited when I first
Oh,
got
you
the
need
tips. I was like,
points. Again, you got it.
So Linda back first.
cut your.
First out.
You're just like
Alert,
beating down
alert.
walls and shit.
Brando.
I call.
Brandon calls with his queen 8 of diamonds. Marco going for a stroll.
Ed's gonna raise his pot. I can tell. Ed's all in.
Ship it and a call.
Brandon instant calls with a queen
Wow.
of diamonds.
Suited queen 10 versus suited queen 8.
Brandon like totally committed himself to that pot.
Yeah,
The
he, is-
moment he put his min bet in, I don't know.
he shouldn't have lent his horseshoe to Steve.
6. You want an 8 or a 6?
4, 5, 7,
Man,
4, Jack. It's queen 10. Holds. Ed doubles up through Brandon.
it's another person that Brandon's doubled up.
I don't understand. I don't understand why you just snap called him, but
High card.
Well, maybe he was hoping he'd be more live than that.
well. There you go, Tiger. Brandon's all in with his
There we
queen
go.
9 of clubs.
Suited
22.
and
2,200.
Marco folds.
All right.
With Joe Brinson for 5.
No matter how you look at it.
Steve folds. Bobby's sitting on ace 10. He's got the chips. He's got the calling chips.
He's just determining whether he wants to raise this and isolate or not.
He does have 2 players to attack behind him. He does call.
Just nope. He does shove. He wants to isolate.
Ah, good. Linda's second best here.
Then you got a raise and a re-raise. I think thing to do is to get out of the pot. But
She hasn't seen many cards.
yeah, but she's thinking king queen. Wow, when am I going to see this again?
This is her chance to triple up.
It is a terrible
No, we
call.
got that out of the way.
But given the cards I've had and the money in this pot,
We've seen Rob Newman in that exact seat say this is a horrible call and call. And she does it.
Good luck to everyone.
Very good.
And it does make the
Very
call.
interesting.
She's not going to like that she sees she's behind.
23. 8, please.
What you got over here?
Of course,
23.
What you got?
I mean, there is a flop coming. We could lose 2 players here. So Bobby's got them
Club.
both covered.
And a 9.
Just 23.
Just to go with it. 9 high board with 2 clubs at least.
We've seen a stand your ground here.
I was hoping for matching a king or a queen out there.
Who's a club?
Well, no one hits anything.
9.
6.
Oh!
King gives
Rivers
it
a
to Linda.
king and Linda. Wow.
Nice.
With a come from behind call.
I'll leave you.
Just
Triples
what
are stack up.
Just what she wanted.
Brandon is out of the tournament. Linda gets a triple up.
well,
Bobby takes a little hit.
one's got a strong ace, one's got a pair. It's got to figure.
Can we ask Train how much Linda was in
Well,
for?
that's what I was thinking.
One had a
strong
pair,
ace,
that's
one
all.
had a pair. And I got no parts all night long. I finally had this first time I've seen
PJ?
sheet paint all night long.
Can we ask Train how much Linda was in for?
How much was Linda in for?
43.
Okay.
You called the 22, or yeah, 22, and then he had another on top, another 20 something.
So she's now second
What's the,
chip stack.
Well, Brandon didn't have 43, so she's not a full triple up.
When you are small, right? You sure?
Yep.
I can't
Yeah,
buy
because
it.
I was big blind. That's why I went and tripled.
Yeah.
All right, B Million wakes up with some pocket sevens. Joe Brunson's got a pair of pocket sixes.
I predict that Joe's going to be all in.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got a decent stack.
He's got more than I thought.
I don't think he's gonna jam with sixes.
He's got 6,000 something.
If I know Bobby though, Bobby's gonna play his sevens pretty aggressive, especially if Joe leads off with a raise here.
Call 6.
Nope, he just calls. Joe limps with pocket sixes. Action's over to Bob.
He's reaching for raising chips. How much is
Raise to 19.
Okay.
Bobby makes it 19.
1900.
Couple.
Back over to Joe.
Joe says all of it.
Joe moves all in.
45 more.
I think it's 25 more for Bobby to call.
I can't see him folding.
Wow.
Well, if it was just,
I know.
yeah, I mean, triple was just too hard to pass.
I didn't realize you had
Bobby does make the call. We're going heads up, sixes versus sevens. About an 80-20.
Wow.
Could have another player eliminated here.
That's
Oh,
in the
six
window.
hits the board.
Oh my God.
7 on the turn. 8.
Wow.
Wow. Set, better set.
Rivered by trip sevens.
And Joe Brunson goes out of our tournament in 6th place. We are down to 5.
That's his finger.
Sorry, Joe.
See you in 2 weeks.
Still my friend.
And then there were 5.
Just like that, there's 5.
That was the nasty.
So I gotta imagine that Steve's in first, Bobby's catching up to him second in chips, and Linda's probably sitting about third.
One Robin does not springtime made. Is that what you're doing? I like you no matter what you do. The cards is the cards.
Bobby folds. Action on Ed. 10-4 folds. Linda with ace-7 of spades. That's just a call.
Well, and you still only have any pair. You could add eights, just as, just as easy as you had if you had sixes.
Chips go over to Linda. Linda takes scoops the
But
pot.
straight up draw the turn, right? That's brutal.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anytime you flop your tricks, you know, yeah.
What if you just call? What was the flop? What came down? 6 what?
6-5. Jack.
So what if he just calls instead of pushes?
Well,
and then
Marco gets
pushes
the
on
aces this
flop?
time now that Branda's not in it.
Well, there's no card. No, yeah, no. He just called
Bobby
you.
Miller
You
with
raised
pocket
him,
threes.
and then he pushed pre-flop.
Once I raise them,
Let's see his reaction when he gets
I
aces.
go 12.
Makes it 1200.
It's a very casual make it 12. I like that.
Marco makes it 12 to go.
Steve folds. Bobby Miller playing for Paul Moskowitz. Pocket threes. And he lets it go. Nice. Yep. No, Marco only made it 1200.
Okay. Smart play by Bobby.
Mark that one.
Bobby's asking for a mark.
Or Marco that one. Steve gets the pocket
I'm
pair
good.
this time.
I'm fine. Yeah, Kevin waves. I'm all good with that. 2 hands in a row.
Spread it out a little
That's
bit.
right.
Sorry, Joe. It was a half a mean look that came out your face. He was like, we're still friends. Ooh, we're okay. Raised 18.
Maybe.
Right. Yeah, no kidding.
We are getting used to this.
They do. That's what happens. You have to be careful. That's why my first instinct to call with the king queen offsuit. And you're like, Linda, what are you doing? But then when there's a chance to trickle up the pen and stuff, or whatever.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
Those look good.
Yeah,
That's what
that's,
she, well, I thought it was gonna hit the straight on there. I thought you were traveling for sure. Like a monster, though. I tried to it looked like a monster to me. Good luck, you guys. See you.
Thank you,
See
Joe.
you in 2 weeks.
Full. I was thinking.
yes.
No, I squeezed one out. I mean,
Wow.
what? This last second card?
Wow.
Bobby raises with his 7-8 of clubs. Ed and Linda with nothing.
I said out.
And they're all thinking about it.
Oh, that old
Those are yours.
double around the button move you learned from me.
I learned that from you. I was like, if I can
What's
hold
the
a hand
clock?
like this, then somebody else is gonna hold it.
Clock, PJ, please. Thank you. 3-6.
145.
It's like Marco's hanging with the pocket fours.
Bobby bets 12.
Bobby takes his jack-8 of diamonds and makes it 1,200. Ed next to act with a 6-7 of diamonds.
And Marco's in the big blind. So he hasn't acted yet. Ed with a suit of connected cards.
He's not going to like it if 3 diamonds run out.
Nope.
He folds them. Linda folds Marco with his fours. Doesn't make the call, 1,200. You can see the flop here, Tony.
So, there's no 4 out there.
Player.
No 4 out there, no jack or 8 or diamonds.
Could be another stealing pot for Bobby if he makes it.
Bobby's going to make a C-bet here.
17.
$1,700 C-bet. Marco says, my 4s are no good, but they were.
Yep. So anytime you're in a cash game with Bobby, make sure you call him every time. Oh, yeah.
Next hand, guys. Blind versus one.
Blinds are up. Next hand.
Two players.
Marco with the best hand. Top left hand part of your screen is Marco in the blue. Pushes all in.
35 more, Steve.
Steve Day,
Marco's all in for 3,500.
white shirt, bottom right hand corner, folds.
Steve
Win.
makes the fold. Smartly.
Buttons on Marco, which means that Ed will react first. See Ed on the left and Linda on the right.
4 and 8.
Ed with ace deuce, lets it go. Over to Marco, queen 7. Folds. Steve with king 5. Linda to act first.
Do you know what level we are? We just went up.
Now what are the blinds?
4.
4-8. Each player starts with 6,000 in chips at the beginning of the game. 60,000 chips in play. Take a moment and bop on over to our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/chasethebracelet. And you can be aware of everything we're doing, and the live updates are posted as we can make them.
Bobby calls with his 2-3 suited. I'm sorry, 2-3 unsuited.
And hits his 2.
Bet's 900.
Tosses out a bet. Ed caught none of it. There's no flush draw out there for him. Lets it go. After tonight, there's only 4 games left. Join us on Sunday nights at 6 o'clock to watch. We will be taking a next week off, which is Mother's Day, and then resume in 2 weeks from tonight. Unless we've lost everything at the Cleveland Casino.
Or unless I'm at the Cleveland Casino.
Yes. Unless Dan is a permanent fixture.
Maybe you can just wire feed me from there.
He could be painted in gold and just stand there like a statue.
Can I be on location at the Cleveland Casino?
Oh. They should do that for us.
Yeah, I'll just sit in the poker room and broadcast. You can stream me a video.
There's the first walk of the night.
I think Linda will gladly take the walk with the cards that she puts in.
Let's go for
It usually happens about now. I mean,
2 in a row, 2 in a
early
row.
or about now.
The button is on
It's not
Ed Wurgler,
always.
which means Steve Data first.
It happens every now and then.
It should really be.
Steve in the white to the left.
2 in a row should be
You're right.
Good observation. Whoa.
Oh,
Wow.
Did that on purpose. Raise to 16. Bobby makes it 1,600 to play.
Bobby is playing for Paul Moskowitz.
8 more to me.
Yes, sir.
Marco Jack 6 offsuit calls.
Check.
Bobby hits his queen. Marco caught none of that.
$26.
Bet of 2,600 out there. Marco to call 2,600. Folds it. Bobby is first to act after the hands have been dealt. Bobby in the plaid.
I'm not picking that up. It's always like this. This is sad.
Raise to 16. Bobby makes it 16 flat.
Bobby with ace-7 raises.
Linda calls.
8-queen
Marco
of
folds.
hearts for Linda, who called. We have 2 players to flop.
Yeah.
Linda's cards are prettier.
I was gonna turn it in.
Good
anyway.
rebate when it,
Sorry.
you can
That's
get
okay. I was gonna turn it in.
Jack 10-10. Hits neither player. Bobby's still best. Linda with a gut shot.
16.
Bobby wants to see another card. King of clubs. Bobby's still best. Linda picks up a double gut buster. Her bet did take down the pot. Great playing by Linda Johnson. Five players left. We're watching game number 8, season 3, Chase Bracelet.
Kind of. Is this thing on?
I think you clicked it.
Hello.
Hello.
There we go. It's like I'm talking and no one's listening. Hey, Marco with aces.
Marco gets aces a second time. You know, Brandon was the one with the aces first.
But again, I don't think Marco's going to get paid for him. Other than the blinds. Unless somebody gets saucy here.
1,500 bet. Over to Bobby has cards left. Folds him.
Nope, he folded.
That was a good bet by Marco, though.
Still at the 4-8 level?
I think so.
Yes, we are.
You know, we could really play practical jokes on players. We could just have PJ say someone's name and then laugh. They think we're talking about them.
Steve with an ace-10.
back to this guy.
Bobby with queen-king. Small blind versus big blind. Actually, Marco
16 now.
raises to 1,600.
With a suited ace-7.
Call.
Steve Day calls with his ace-10. Over to B. Mills.
Lets it go.
Lets it go. Moskowitz was coaching him as he stopped in. Told him to fold every hand.
Action is on Ed. Lets it go.
Evo. 2 players.
Marco.
4-9 jack.
Neither player hit anything. Marco leads out betting 1,600. Steve's ace still best. He reaches for chips and makes the call.
I do not believe you call.
King hits 4th Street. Steve with a gut shot. Still the best ace.
Let's see if Marco can continuation bet here.
Check.
Nope. That should tell Steve that he's good. Steve does check as well. River's a 3. Steve gets a check mark.
Check.
Marco checks. Steve should put a bet out here. Ask him what he has back.
4,100. 3,100.
3,100.
Steve bets 3,100.
It's the side of Steve that you don't see every day.
Marco folds.
Marco's sitting on 3,100 in chips. A triple up would be nice for him. But then he's got to get into a hand that's going to triple him up.
It's getting really quiet out there, Tony. Oh, Brandon left and Ed left.
Rob Newman's not there.
Oh no, it's not. But Rob's not there.
Paul Moskowitz isn't in the room.
Moskowitz is pretty quiet. But he focuses on his folds.
Bobby
He wants
with
his
10.
folds to look pretty. Bobby raises his pocket tens.
Looks like a 1,600
Raise to
bet.
16.
He's going to get no callers. Fold, fold. And everybody folds.
I don't know what you had. You didn't have a time.
Steve,
Oh, yeah.
somebody's killing a cat out there or something.
I flopped the gut shot and then got a double, an open end and a gut shot. Yeah.
She wants in the studio here. I'm good. Thanks.
It's in the fridge.
Linda wakes up with a decent hand. Paul Moskowitz, Bobby Miller has pocket sixes.
Ed frustratingly
Bobby
folds
raises
his
16.
He is not getting cards.
Linda calls.
Linda calls King Queen.
Marco 4-5 off. Ooh, he's reaching for chips. Calls.
Marco completes the bet.
Three
I'm
wins.
surprised he didn't just push all in there.
Yeah, he's just gonna bleed himself down.
And he catches his 4.
Linda hits top pair though. Linda's gonna bet here.
I predict that Marco would call this.
Linda bets 27. Marco's all in for 15.
Bobby's got to exit, or he might try to make a move here.
See it, I guess.
I hope I have it right now.
Run it,
No,
guys.
fair. No.
Marco still has 2 cards coming.
3.
Ace.
No. Nice one.
Yep.
9.
The casket door has been closed on Marco.
Linda takes another player
Good
out.
luck, everyone.
Thanks, Marco.
Marco.
Yeah.
No, it's just.
Yeah,
Marco.
4
Then
players
the
left.
4, yeah.
Yeah.
Ed looks around and sees the stacks near him and looks at his tiny chip stack, and
check around and then
I think he's probably a little frustrated.
Yes, sir.
You know, he's going all in this stuff.
Well, that's what-
You know what I mean?
right.
I would,
I don't know that there's value to me.
Ed 2 act first here.
I'm big
Jacks.
Yes, sir.
I think Ed's going to jam his chips in.
He should. Oh, wait a minute.
Linda's
All
got
in.
10s though.
Why did Bobby
35
act
and
first
all
there? Oh, it was dead big blind only.
7.
Raise to 7,000 and fold.
It's 10s.
10s versus jacks.
As soon as I went on, we were going to be all in the next hand.
Probably got
Oh, you did have a hand.
10
Let's
would
see
be
if they
good.
hold up.
7-9.
Or 9 would be nice.
There's a 7.
There you go. Nice hand.
Another 7.
All right. Have a great Mother's Day, everyone.
Jack-
Ed doubles
See you,
up.
Marco.
Pocket jacks just in time. Linda with 10s.
Well, no, I just figured you were short enough that if you had a strong ace, you were calling, I was willing to race for that, so.
If you want some of this,
Right.
Okay. Did that on purpose.
Steve Day, 2-3 suited at Jack 8. Not a lot of good hands here.
Down.
Whoever bets it gets it, I think.
PJ, clap, please. Thank you, man.
Yeah, come on. That's another reason I figured you were pushing with.
All right, 2 players to the flop.
Right.
6-7-7 hits nobody. Bobby's 10 high is still best. Steve's.
That's 1,000.
I was just thinking maybe I can just hit that ace, 4, 5 words. Pop right up there. It's close. 6, 7, 7.
Button is on Steve Day, which means Linda Johnson to act first. She's getting back to her seat right now.
It's okay. I put your
Or
card.
not even in there yet, is it?
I put them right where they needed.
Did you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. 800. 400 to Bob.
Bobby with 2-4.
Give you one more flower.
There?
And I think the first walk of the night.
You would play.
Next
8,
hand,
10
guys.
of
Next hand,
diamonds.
lines are up.
Still a pretty hand.
Lines will be 500, 1,000, and we will be making our third break after the next level.
Eventually, we'll start climbing through it.
You think?
Yeah, we just,
Oh, it's smoke.
well. We're not.
Raise to 16.
Bobby again raises.
Up.
Paul Moskowitz would never raise with a Queen 8 offsuit.
Me too.
Yeah.
He parked his car.
And something tells me that Paul Moskowitz would never wear a shirt like that either.
No.
But that's just instinct, I think. That's just a gut feeling that I have.
Bobby Miller to act first.
Raise to 2,000.
Race 2,000. And Jack of clubs.
Call.
That's his 5-8 go. Linda calls. Queen 9.
3-way.
Steve Day with ace 3. Suited.
Checks. Checks.
2-10-10. Bobby Miller gets. He doesn't get the check mark, but he might as well.
Bet is 33. Folds.
Folds over to Steve. Lets it go. The rich get richer. But not button is on Linda, which means Ed Wurgler to act first in the black and red shirt with yellow. Maybe I should just say with the giant dragon on it.
About 20. Okay.
Action on Ed. Queen 3 offsuit. Folds. Linda 8-5's gonna fold. Steve Day with pocket 9s. Announces a raise. Bobby lets it go.
Don't make it habit though. First time for everything. You do that anytime you like. Nothing more. William.
William Miller the 4th. Prince.
Linda this time with the 10 jack suited.
$2,500
$2,500 the bet.
Yeah.
Don't see anybody calling. Steve folds, Bobby folds, Ed Wiggler 7 deuce. Looks to show the worst hand in poker.
Yeah, backwards.
I think you have some bowling already there.
Yep.
But moves, and Bobby Miller playing for Paul Moskowitz stack first.
You are the butt.
I've done that when you're getting cards like that. The worst one to do is
Yes. Steve, you are a big one.
Yeah, that's why you do
If you're tuning in live, we appreciate your live viewing. We strive to be a great show for you to watch. And if you're watching us on demand, if you have comments, post them up on the Facebook page, and we'll be sure to read them and respond. Whole lot of nothing. Steve Day with the best hand. Big blind gets it. Shows the ace.
Oh yeah, you pushed it. I'm sorry.
Run, Forrest.
Small.
Good catch. I was wondering, I think they kind of.
Thank you.
No,
My own fault.
I just, you lost me 500. I had 500 in, I thought I was going to sneak on.
Ed folds. Linda raises to 25.
Linda with Jack King
Off.
makes a raise.
15 you buck.
On it that time.
He knew it was coming.
Oh.
Dun dun dun.
Linda Johnson to act first. 4-8 offsuit.
Steve first.
Steve Day is 3.
Raise now.
Raise announced.
Steve makes it 25 to play. Bobby folds.
Over to Ed. 6-10 of hearts. No way.
Problem with animals in this household is none of them being allowed.
Poor Jack. Such a hard life.
Steve Day to act first.
Raise now.
Ace-8.
Steve makes it 2,000 to play.
Bobby sitting on 10 Queen of Diamonds.
Just a min bet.
Think it's going to be a raise, or do you think it's going to call?
Bobby calls.
I think Linda's gonna jump in this pot as well, but I'm trying to figure out if she was gonna re-raise it.
Yep, she's reaching for it.
She just calls.
It's like a three-way race here.
6K in the pot, up for grabs.
2 diamonds on the flop.
It's gonna be good for.
That's 6,000.
Linda with the best of it, that's 6,000. Steve Ace-8, caught part of that.
Steve has a pair of eights.
Steve folds.
Let's let it go.
Holds his middle pair.
Bob, who is on a
Calls.
diamond draw.
Yep.
Jams it, Linda calls.
He got my out.
Wow. Yep. This could get interesting, folks.
Ooh.
Straight.
Oh.
my Lord.
Wow.
Wow.
Bobby catches a straight.
I got it.
5, 10,
He's got me by
11,
far.
12, 13, 14.
That was the best. You could
Was the
roll
right
me.
call.
Yeah. Wow. It was.
That's all right. That's all right.
We just lost Linda Johnson
All
out
right.
in 4th place. 3 players left. You're watching game number 8, season 3, Chase the Bracelet. A little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, no, we were saying sweet. Damn it. Me too.
You were small.
Super cool.
I do believe.
That was
Right?
it. That was 2 hours. 2 hours.
Button is on Ed. Ed to act first. Steve Day, small blind. Bobby Miller playing for Paul Moskowitz in the big blind. 500, 1,000 on the blinds.
Were you big blind, sir? I don't think so.
Final 3.
You're right. You're big blind.
I was button.
Ed hanging on with just a handful of chips.
You look nice.
I think Paul Moskowitz did a great job in choosing Bobby to play for him. I think he's now back in point lead for the season.
Ed was in 3rd. Ed was in 3rd coming in tonight. Heather
It's
took
all
a big
in,
hit.
5,300.
Ed's all in with his queen 9 of diamonds. Steve has an ace deuce diamonds.
Ooh, hit my suit too.
Wow.
So, one time.
Can't believe Steve folded. He's got a lot of chips. He's playing to grab first tonight.
I think. Not a club, one spades. Only 2, right?
3, 4?
No, we're earning queen.
I haven't seen a stack of swords.
No, that straightens in her house. Shaking 9. So.
Is this the first time he hasn't had it?
I didn't know if he had it earlier or not. I just
She had king 9, it was 8.
It's kind of like the tiki cup.
She just had the flush out.
500.
So I had
And Paul, which is Bobby Miller, has kings. I can't
don't
see.
think he's gonna get any call it, but he just limped in. Oh no, he did raise.
Chose kings.
You would probably just check as who.
Nice.
No, I would raise per usual.
Per usual.
Oh, he got a walk.
Yes, he did.
Can't make it.
Walking with kings. That's no fun. It's like kissing your sister.
63 or something.
I don't have a sister.
Bobby, count me on 5.
I imagine it's no fun though.
But it's,
It's like kissing your mother.
another walk, yeah. That's not Cowboys.
Bobby Miller to act first.
Again, we should probably discuss Bobby's wardrobe tonight.
It is Ohio. It's like it's what you
Bobby
see
Ray
mostly
is
on the Heartland
now-
Poker Tour. And Bobby wakes up with another hand. I think he's using all of Moskowitz's luck there. Paul does not get hands like that.
That's because the poker gods like to hear Paul whine. It appeases their anger when Paul whines.
Yes.
You guys care to take this next break? I say it's bad.
All right, Ed has pocket eights.
Ed's gonna jam all his chips in. And he's gonna get no callers.
All in. 63.
Both players fold.
Now we're dangerous.
Little by little,
Chipping up.
Ed increases his stack. I think Bobby's chip leader at this point. He's got a couple pinks, and I'm not sure if Steve does.
Yeah, I think I see one down
Yeah,
there.
he's got one.
The pink chips are worth
5K.
5,000.
Nice and convenient. Those 3 players that are left can all be filmed on one camera now. Glad they went out in that order.
Raise now.
Makes it easier on our camera
Steve
crew.
makes 2,000 with left.
Bobby folds queen 4. Ed with the best hand, actually.
Ed considering the king 6.
Lets it go. If you haven't done it yet, jump over to Facebook, type in the search, Chase the Bracelet, and like us and read all of the goings-on that we're doing.
And there might be nude photos of Tony there.
I thought I got rid of all this.
Bobby raises.
The only way you can find out
2,000.
is by going to facebook.com/chasethebracelet.
6,800. It is all in.
Now this hand might have a little bit of action.
6,800. Look
Ed jams all his chips in with Jack
at
King.
58 to use.
Yeah. Steve already has 1,000 in the pot.
Ed moves all his chips in with Jack King.
Off. Jack Queen of Hearts for Steve Day. Sharing cards. He's not going to be too happy if he does call this.
If Steve calls here, Bobby's going to move in on top.
Think so?
Yeah. And then I think Steve will fold it.
Even with an ace-9.
Calls.
Bobby moves all in now.
I think he just calls.
Steve did call.
I think he folds ace-9.
6,800.
No, Bobby likes the suited ace.
Does he?
Yep.
Could be why he's got the stacks of chips in front of him. Oh man, I thought he was moving on.
I think that's what he's going to do. And I think Steve will fold.
He will be dominant over top of him.
Call.
Bobby just calls.
All right, 3 players.
If we get
One
3
all
hearts
in.
on this flop, this game is over.
Oh man.
Oh, look at Ed. It's top pair.
82%. Could be battle the big stacks. Both players check. Another heart, please. Oh shoot.
Ed's going to triple up.
Check, check. Ed's still best with his king. No, well,
It's like 98.
Steve with the
9,700 is the bet. Folds. Show me a winner. Queens and 7s with the king. Kings
Boom.
and 7s.
Wow,
Jack.
Ed triples up.
I had ace-9 first.
He's a miracle man.
I almost folded where I had 8,000 behind. I was like, "Man, a miracle
I
flop."
think
Yeah, 30,000.
Steve is actually short stacked at the table now with the, what is it? He was all in for 9,600, so it has a fairly healthy stack. Yellows are 1,000 and the purples are 500.
I think Steve's just thinking, please, why don't you just go away?
What do you have about 68?
Button is on Steve. Steve to act first. I think I heard Ed count out 28,000, which actually puts him at the top of the chip stack.
That's going to put us on break. And we will get chip counts for you
3,000 total.
after this hand.
Ooh, Bobby raises.
Bobby
and
raises with a 10-3 of diamonds.
Ed right behind him with an ace jack off.
Ed shoves.
All of them. All the children going in the pot.
Bobby folds.
Break piece.
There we go. All right. You know what that means?
We'll be back in about 10 minutes, I think.
All right. We'll see you
And I
then.
think we'll have a conclusion of this game at the next session.
Stay tuned.
Bye.